So let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for
Yeah, California.
Okay. What city are you in?
Jake Paul just got punched straight in the face by Floyd Mayweather after announcing he's canceling their fight. Well, Floyd always knew this kid was going to do something to tick off the entire boxing world. He even warned Jake, like, don't get into something you can't handle. But of course, Jake didn't listen. And now, after getting a taste of Floyd's fist, maybe he's finally learned that lesson he's been dodging. But do you know how brutal that one punch was? Oh, you're gonna love this. We all know Floyd Mayweather isn't just any boxer. He's a legend, a force of nature in the boxing world. With his unbeatable record and sharp business skills, Floyd is more than a fighter. He's an icon. He's not just about throwing punches. He understands every aspect of the sport, from training and strategy to promotion and the psychology behind a fight. So when Floyd issued a warning to Jake Paul, it wasn't some offhand comment. It was a heavyweight alert from someone who's seen and done it all. Floyd knows the hype, the drama, and the grit it takes to be a real boxer. His warning was a reality check, a reminder that the boxing ring is no playground. And his words carried the weight of a champ who's been through the fire and came out on top, undefeated.
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, it's not gonna be that good.
On the other hand, Jake Paul's rise in the boxing world, which has been as much about his mouth as his fists. From the get-go, Jake's primary weapon has been his trash talk, aiming to get under the skin of not just his opponents, but also the big names in the sport. This loudmouth approach has brought him a ton of attention and controversy, making him stand out from the more traditional fighters. One of Jake's boldest moves was talking smack about Floyd Mayweather. I mean, seriously, trash-talking Floyd Mayweather? The guy who's synonymous with boxing greatness? Instead of showing the respect usually given to legends, Jake went full throttle with his usual brashness. This wasn't just a one-time thing either. It was a sustained effort to poke the bear that is Mayweather.
But
No apologize about it.
There's no way he'd get demolished.
Now, other big names in boxing like Joe Rogan, Dana White, and Eddie Hearn have shown a surprising amount of tolerance towards Jake's antics. Joe Rogan, the UFC commentator and podcaster, often gives a platform to controversial figures. While he's critiqued Jake's approach, he also acknowledges the entertainment value and the attention Jake brings to the sport.
He's in savage mode. If I was Jake Paul right now, I would be shitting my pants.
Oh, bro.
Dana White, the UFC president, has had his share of run-ins with Jake. Despite their public spats, Dana's practical about it.
This Jake Paul keeps mentioning your name. He says he's going to knock you out if he runs across you in Vegas. So are you tuning in and cheering for Tyron tomorrow?
It actually makes sense. I'm 52 years old. I'm in the age bracket of guys he fights. So, yeah, I could see him wanting to fight me.
Dana tolerates Jake's behavior because it boosts visibility and profitability for combat sports. Then there's Eddie Hearn, a top boxing promoter. He's navigated the Jake Paul phenomenon with a mix of criticism and acceptance.
There's absolutely no way he can beat a world champion and become world champion.
Yet he understands the promotional value Jake brings. Hearn sees Jake's antics as part of the show, tolerating them as long as they contribute to the sport's popularity and financial success. But Floyd Mayweather? He's a different story. Floyd doesn't play games when it comes to respect. When Jake started targeting him, it was a direct challenge to Floyd's legacy. Remember the infamous gotcha hat incident? Jake snatched Floyd's hat during the promotion of the Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight. Floyd's reaction was furious. His team immediately moved to confront Jake, showing just how much Jake's trash talk can push even the calmest pros to their limits.
Make it happen.
I'm my own boss.
One night, got your hat.
Jake Paul's overconfidence is another piece of his persona. His bold declarations and taunts often cross into arrogance, which can be both his strength and his downfall. If you know anything about Floyd, you know Jake's fight cancellation wasn't surprising. Floyd's got a sharp eye and a deep understanding of boxing, and he quickly saw through Jake's move. This wasn't just Jake being impulsive, it was a calculated retreat from a fight he knew he wasn't ready for. Floyd's always been good at seeing through the BS, and he called out Jake's cancellation for what it was: a tactical dodge. Jake knew stepping into the ring with Tyson wasn't just risky, it was a surefire loss that could wreck his rising career. Floyd made it clear that Jake's decision was all about preserving his carefully crafted image and avoiding the butt-kicking Tyson would definitely deliver. In a no-holds-barred discussion, Floyd emphasized that Jake's decision wasn't about any sudden change of heart or outside pressure. It was all about maintaining his fame and staying out of real danger. Floyd's insight into Jake's mindset was spot on. Jake's more into the spectacle and social media buzz than the tough reality of boxing.
Loss? What happened since your loss? Yo, we gonna bust him up, guys?
I told you before, put that
Yo, let's bust him up.
Floyd's take was rooted in his deep knowledge of what it takes to succeed in the ring. Jake's dodge of Tyson was to Floyd a clear sign that Jake wasn't ready to put in the hard work and face the true tests of his skills. And after he abruptly canceled his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson, Jake was on the hunt for a new opponent. The first name that popped up was of KSI, another YouTuber turned boxer with a long history of rivalry with Jake. This wasn't a random pick. It was a calculated move rooted in a feud that has kept fans in the social media world buzzing. Jake's approach to KSI was a smart play. He knew KSI was a big name who could draw a crowd and generate a ton of buzz. Remember, these two have already faced each other's brothers in the ring. Jake fought KSI's brother, Deji, while KSI took on Jake's brother, Logan Paul, in two highly publicized matches. These events set the stage for an inevitable showdown between Jake and KSI, with fans chomping at the bit for this clash. Jake's decision to target KSI after bailing on the Tyson fight was all about capitalizing on this tension. He needed an opponent who could bring the same excitement and attention as Tyson, but without the overwhelming challenge Tyson posed. But here's the kicker. KSI's response wasn't what Jake expected. Despite the potential for a high-profile match, KSI turned down the fight. Well, there were several reasons for that. First off, timing was crucial. KSI has his own career and commitments. When Jake approached him, KSI was likely focused on other projects and couldn't commit to the intense training and prep needed for a boxing match. Managing a successful YouTube career and other business ventures meant jumping into a fight with Jake wasn't in the cards. And let's be real, there might have been a lack of interest from KSI. He's been vocal about wanting to move past the YouTube boxing scene and focus on other career aspects. While a fight with Jake would grab attention, it might not fit with KSI's long-term plans. He said he wants to concentrate on his music career and other ventures, hinting that a return to boxing wasn't a priority. KSI might have seen Jake's approach as a desperate move to save face after backing out of the Tyson fight. By refusing, KSI kept the upper hand in their rivalry, showing he wouldn't be Jake's fallback option. This move reinforced KSI's position and denied Jake the chance to quickly pivot and regain his standing through an easier, high-profile fight. After KSI turned him down, Jake quickly shifted gears and set up a fight with Mike Perry.
Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida.
If you've been following Jake's career, this move probably didn't surprise you. Jake's got a knack for picking opponents strategically, those who can generate buzz without posing too much of a threat. So enter Mike Perry, aka Platinum, a well-known figure in the MMA world who fits the bill perfectly. Mike Perry has had quite the roller coaster career in mixed martial arts. He burst onto the scene in 2016 with a knockout victory over Hyun-Gyu Lim at UFC 202. Known for his aggressive fighting style and striking power, Perry quickly made a name for himself as a brawler who could deliver exciting fights. Over the years, he's faced some big names in the UFC, including Paul Felder, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and Vicente Luque. Sure, his record has its ups and downs, but there's no denying he knows how to entertain in the octagon. So why did Jake choose Perry after getting the cold shoulder from KSI? It's all about strategy. While Perry is tough, his boxing experience is limited compared to his MMA career. This made Perry a safer bet for Jake, who was looking to avoid the kind of overwhelming challenge that someone like Mike Tyson would bring. By picking Perry, Jake found an opponent who was credible but not insurmountable. From a strategic standpoint, fighting Perry had several perks for Jake. First, it kept him in the public eye and maintained his momentum without risking a severe beatdown. Perry's name recognition in the combat sports world meant the fight would still attract attention, especially from MMA fans curious to see how Perry would fare in a boxing match. Plus, Perry's striking style was something Jake could handle with his existing training, so no major adjustments were needed. Of course, critics and analysts were quick to call out Jake's choice of Perry as another example of him avoiding tougher opponents. After the backlash from canceling the Tyson fight, Jake needed to rebuild his credibility. Fighting Perry was a step in that direction, though a cautious one. Some viewed the decision as an attempt to secure a win and regain some prestige after bailing on Tyson. For Perry, this fight was a golden opportunity to step into a new arena and test his skills against a high-profile opponent. Despite his lack of pro boxing experience, Perry's confidence and willingness to fight anyone made him an intriguing match for Jake. For Perry, it was a chance to expand his brand and prove that his striking abilities could translate from the octagon to the boxing ring. As the fight date approached, the buildup was full of the usual trash talk and promotional hype. Jake, never one to shy away from the spotlight, used his social media to taunt Perry and build anticipation. Perry, being Perry, fired back with his own bravado, promising to bring the fight to Jake and show off his striking skills. So what do you think about Jake Paul's choice to fight Mike Perry? Do you think it's a smart move or just another way to dodge a real challenge? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.